Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Allison and this is my channel, Green Goddess Plant Seeds and Stitching, and I welcome you to a beautiful March 1st Sunday. We've got the sun's trying to shine, but it's struggling. I want to wish everyone a happy St. David's Day to all of those who are Welsh or of Welsh descendant. I know my own grandfather came from Wales, from the North Wales, so it's very near and dear to my heart. So yes, so welcome to another Flosstube. So I know the last Flosstube I did, I was kind of concerned that I had lost my stitchy bug a little bit. But the last couple of weeks, I've really tried to, well, not be too worried about it, but I've actually got quite a bit done. I'm actually surprised. And I kind of made a point of rotating my projects a little more, you know, like maybe like I would pull something out and work on it for maybe 3 or 4 days. And so this time I was trying to maybe 2 days and then pull something else out. And I also tried bringing out some projects that I haven't touched in a while that I really enjoyed working on. So I think that helped. I think getting a little bit of variety kind of helped, and getting going on some projects that needed some love. So yeah, so let's get into it. And yeah, I just want to welcome everyone. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. And if you're returning, thanks so much for coming back and sharing this with me. And grab a cup of tea and some stitching, and we'll just get into it. So my first project that I will share is my temperature chart. So February was kind of weird in terms of weather and temperatures. Like the temperatures were like up and down. It was like a yo-yo. Like we'd have 2 or 3 days of really unseasonably warm weather, like hovering right around that freezing mark. And then it would plummet overnight, and we'd be into the deep freeze, like the minus 25 degrees Celsius type of temperatures. And it would stay there for 2 or 3 days and then back up to, you know, near zero. near the freezing mark, and it just bounced back and forth the whole month, up and down. But so I plotted in all of February, the rest of the days for February. So this is what my temperature chart looks like. So January and February are all complete. I've got the framework all ready to go for March, and I've started on April. So yeah, lots of up and down temperatures. You know, we got kind of mild in here, and then it got cold again, and we're kind of in a cold snap. And then like next week, it's supposed to be warm up. But we are into March, so hopefully we won't get any really deep cold temperatures. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. So I am using the Weather Network app, and I'm using Meadow Lake as my location, and I'm doing the daytime high for my temperature chart. So that's that. I'm very happy that's coming along nicely. I haven't gotten too far behind on it or anything. I'm actually managing to stay up to date with that. So my next project is my oldest whip. And so this is the World of Cross Stitch magazine 2023 stitch along, and it was called Life is Sweet, and it was designed by Doreen Jones. And I'm working on the third last motif, which is in here. There's this top section has 3 cupcakes, and I finished the first one. Except for the back stitching, of course. It still has to be done, but I'll wait till I finish stitching the other 2 cupcakes. And then, of course, I still have to do the border down in here and across here. There's still some border in there that has to be stitched. And then I can move on to the last 2 installments. So this is a favorite stitch. This is a comfort stitch. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm almost going to be sad when it's finished, because I've been enjoying it so very much. This will probably be one that I'll have to, you know, save some pennies and invest in, you know, a professional framing framing on it because it's just been a wonderful, wonderful stitch for me. I am hoping for a finish on it this year, so that's why I'm trying to keep it out as a focus piece. All right, so next up, I thought I'd give one last go before putting this one away for the winter. Probably around the middle of the month, we had a storm blow in. We got almost a foot of snow. It was quite snowy and blowy. Sorry about that. I just need to adjust that. Yeah, we were stuck at the farm here for a couple of days because I think it was a Tuesday, and it snowed overnight and almost blizzarding in the morning, and then it kind of lightened up a bit in the afternoon, and Glenn went out and he got his snowblower running. And then that evening, we just got dumped on again. So Wednesday was spent just trying to dig ourselves out, basically. And it was a perfect opportunity to stitch on this one. So this is Seasons Tweetings. It's a Bothy Threads Rendell Designs kit. Okay, and this is where I'm at on it. So the last time I think I showed this, I was working on the greenery part here. And so since then I have finished the top rim of the pot, and I have started filling in the rest of the pot. So that was quite a bit of stitching in 2 days. I'm very impressed with how fast that stitched up. That's basically what I was doing while it was blizzarding out, was working on this. I thought it was a perfect opportunity. It's a winter stitch, so one last hurrah for winter. So I might put this away now till fall maybe, and just focus on some other pieces. So I'm very happy with that. Very happy with how that's coming along. So maybe not a finish this year, but maybe next year. So that's that. So yeah, it was quite the storm that we had in here, and Glenn bought a snow blower for himself there before Christmas, and it's a good thing he did. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gotten out of the farmyard. Like it was deep snow. Even his truck wouldn't have made it. So yes. So one of the other projects that I decided to dig out because I was just feeling a little bit down. This was a favorite one from last fall, and this is the Houses of Pumpkin Lane. And so I finished Pumpkin House, and I've actually started on the next house, which is Chrysanthemum House. And this is from Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. So that's what it's supposed to look like. And so I am doing them on one piece of fabric rather than individual stitches. So let me get this. And this is a big piece of fabric, so I'm going to have to try and wrangle it a little bit here. This is a 16 count Ada that I dyed myself. I do have a bit of a hanging thread here. Sorry about that. Try and move that over if I can. There we go. All right. All right, so there we go. So this is what I did last fall, was Pumpkin House. And then before I put it away, I did this, or part of this, I started this border. So since I picked it up last week, I finished this border, and then I started in here. So I've got chrysanthemum, and I've got the start of the top border. So yeah, I might continue to work on this for a little bit because it's a favorite stitch. It's a fast stitch. It seems to go fast for me, and I love seeing how each motif comes up as you stitch it, how it kind of comes into view as you put the stitches in, and I love the houses. I'm hoping to start, or at least get the patterns for some of her other series. Like she's got the Houses of Peppermint Lane, the Houses of Wisteria Lane, and I think we've just started a new series, and I think it's the Houses of Stitchery Lane, I think it's called. I know she's got the first pattern out, and there's Stitcher's Retreat House, I think, is also one that she's released. So I'm hoping to actually get those because I'm really enjoying these. I'm absolutely loving these patterns from Pansy Patch. So So yes, that's another favorite that made me feel good this past week, and I actually made some really good progress on it. So yeah, so I basically did this and this and then down here. So yeah, yay for me. So surprisingly enough, I actually got stuff done. So one of the other projects that I decided to dig out, this one I have not touched. At least, I mean, it's been probably a year since I worked on this one. Okay, so this is another Rendale Bothy Threads kit, and it's His Majesty the King. That's what it's supposed to look like. Like I said, it's probably been a year since I've worked on this. When I last worked on it, I was kind of working on the dog's head in here. And when I picked it up again, I remembered why I kind of set it aside and didn't touch it again. So, let's see. So this is where I'm at. So the dog's head. This is no joke. This is all confetti stitching, and it is absolutely horrendous. At least for me, I've just found it absolutely horrendous to try and figure out where I'm at. I kept losing track of what colors went where, so I decided to just leave it. It looks like it is almost finished, but I've just decided to leave it alone and work on some other things and then go back to it later, because it's a point of frustration and I just wanted to move on. So, and that's what I did. So I worked on filling in this area in here, and I did all of this down in here. So this is actually the bottom of the edge of the pattern, as is this over here. And then I've been working on filling in this. So this is the hand. So yeah, I'm still enjoying it. When I was working on it, it seemed to stitch up fairly quickly, except for like this, the dog's head. So yeah, I'm really happy. I would love to get a finish on this, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think I've got too much still to stitch on it. I don't know, I might be halfway, but I don't think so, because there's a whole other, so if this is the pattern, like there's all of this over here to stitch in the background, and I'm sort of just been focusing on in this area. So yeah, I'm sort of saving this, like the background flowers, for last. I thought that might be a bit more fun, you know, a little less stressful to stitch on. But yes, so that is His Majesty the King, and I will continue to work on this. This is probably going to become another focus piece where I try to work on it a little more than what I have been. Get it closer to a finish if I can, if nothing else. That would be nice. So. All right, so that's that. We'll put that away. And then the last project that I worked on was, this is Tiny Modernist, and this is These Plants Can Kill. And it's a 6-part mystery stitch-along series. This is available on her Patreon. I think anyone can go there and purchase it. You don't have to be a member of Patreon, I don't think. So this is part 2, came out on the 15th of February. I did finish part 1, including all of the back stitching, sorry. And yeah, this is, so I still have it in the Q-snap because I'm kind of working on it. So this is part 1 with all the back stitching. And then I've started on part 2 down here. So yeah, that weight, there's a lot of weight that has to fill it in, that has to go in there. So, but it's a good project to sit in front of the TV and stitch, I suppose. You know, the colors are nice and bright. I'm really enjoying it. There's nothing overly challenging about it, so it's kind of a nice relaxing stitch. Yeah. very happy with that. So that's kind of what I've been working on. That's really all I've really done. Sorry, my camera keeps shifting on me. Sorry about that. I really do need to replace this tripod. Yeah, so I don't have anything else. No new stash or anything like that to show you, although I wish I had. But that's the way it goes. In terms of lifestyle or life stories, like I said, we had that blizzard there about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, Glenn was giving that little snowblower of his a real workout, trying to clear at least part of the yard here at the farm, so that we could at least drive our vehicles in and out, because even his truck would have gotten stuck. There was that much snow. And I know he tried contacting the company that runs the graders down the grid road and asked if they would do the driveway. Well, they never responded to him. They never came around to do it. So yeah, he ended up doing that whole driveway from the grid road to the house with a snowblower. That's a lot of road to be doing with a little snowblower like that. So, but we got it done, and like I said, we can at least drive our vehicles in and out. I was planning to go home to Saskatoon today, drive home for a bit, 'cause it's been like a month since I've been home, just because of weather conditions just have not made it ideal for driving. It's either been beastly cold, or it's been blizzarding, or what have you. It's just not been a very conducive, the weather has not been very conducive for travel, let's say. So I was hoping to go today, but sadly my car is sick. The power steering went on it this morning as I was trying to leave, and so I just thought, okay, clearly I'm not meant to go home right now, so I'm just gonna, I just turned around, came back to the farm. Basically what I was going to fill up with gas, and then when I went to leave the gas station, the power steering went on it. So I just came back to the farm. I didn't even make it onto the highway. So I'm not sure if I'll try and leave later in the week, or just wait till next weekend, or what I'll do. But yeah, I was hoping to go home, because there's I was going to bring back a lighter jacket, because fingers crossed, all the really cold weather is behind us now that we're in March. The spring equinox is 3 weeks away, so it'd be nice to have some lighter clothes. I was going to bring back some more of my cross stitch stuff. I've got my bin of my magic box of kits. I know there's one in there that I kitted up myself. I was kind of hoping to start for the spring equinox, so I was hoping to bring that whole box back with me, and a few other things and all that. So yeah, and there's some shopping I wanted to do, because I just, Meadow Lake's, it's a small town, so it doesn't have all of the amenities that Saskatoon has. So there was a few places I was hoping to go, but whatever, they'll just have to wait. And of course, March is when we start picking up for markets. We've got 3 markets at the end of the month. So we'll have to start gearing up for that, and I'll be starting more plants. I did start some peppers there, I think last week of January, when we actually started planting seeds. So those were all the super hot peppers, and then I've started some other hot peppers like the jalapenos and serranos and Scotch bonnets, stuff like that. I also started a tray of onions, so I wanted to get, with the onions, I'm hoping to do some succession planting. So the first tray is up, so probably either this week or next weekend, I will probably plant up another tray of onions. There we go, or herd of cats. We've got lots of cats. And yeah, and then like middle of the month, yeah, I was hoping to order some flower seeds for myself. I'm still hoping to do that. I do like to grow my own flowers. I like to grow my own petunias and zinnias and stuff like that. They look really nice in the garden. And then end of the month, we'll be starting tomatoes, although we're not doing a plant sale this year, so that kind of frees up a lot of space, and I won't be having to plant as many, though I will still be planting my favorite heirlooms, my weird and wonderful heirloom tomatoes. I always, every year I do have like a top pick of grow outs, but when it actually comes time to actually plant the seeds, I always change my mind. And of course, I'm trying to scale it back so we don't end up with quite so many plants. But there are some favorites that I'm hoping to start and some new ones that I want to try. So it's all going to start. It's all going to start getting busy. Hopefully the snow will start melting. March can be a stormy month. Not necessarily cold, but it can be stormy. And then by April, hopefully that snow's melting or gone, because again, Glenn will be chomping at the bit to get his field work done and get all the fields sowed. And yeah, it's just going to be, it'll start by April. It'll be hot and heavy, just getting everything done. Yeah. So thank you for joining me. I know this was a shorter Flosstube, but I thank you for joining me. Thank you to the new subscribers. Please like and subscribe. Please, I do have contact information in the show notes. So, you know, I've got Facebook links, and I do have an Instagram account, but I don't use it as much. I've actually been trying to have a bit of a social media hiatus, so I don't post as often. Or if I do post, it's probably going to be on Facebook more than anything else. But yeah, do check that out. Yeah, so I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. I hope your week ahead is fantastic, and I hope your stitching is going great. So until next time, do take care.